Hey everybody, it's Will at VIP Mortgage and it's time for your local lender update. Rates have stayed pretty calm over the last week, but we are seeing a bigger negative move today with the bond market reacting probably to some news out of Iran. Let's say the ceasefire is looking much more shaky than it already was. There's some additional conflict that I think the market's absorbing today, and that of course gives a little bit of heartburn to the market as they have sort of thought things were calming down and that a resolution may be close enough that we're not going to need to see a big change in our economic outlook. That being said, over the last week or two, I've gotten a lot of questions of when are rates going to come down, which of course has been a conversation for many years now. And my estimation of that is it's going to take longer than a lot of people are trying to estimate, including the experts, and that's based on the track record of the last 3 years. There's always this sense that rates are going to come down. In my experience, that sense is really more just because we want them to, based on rather than being based on anything that's actually going on in the market. And this particular administration, my comment on them has been that they run to the microphone and say something. As soon as stuff looks like it's improving economically, that flusters the markets. And then, of course, most recently, they didn't just say something. They took military action in Iran. And that, of course, has been a problem for the markets as well. I think, let's say, for example, the new Fed chair starts cutting rates. I don't know that that's going to cause mortgage rates to come down. Just because the Fed funding rate changes does not always make the markets improve. We need a lot of underlying data, and one of the factors that we're not going to see probably for another few months is what the elevated cost of oil and the reduced supply of oil is going to do, not just to our economy, but the world economy. I think we're in a phase right now where there are competing tensions. We do see better than expected economic growth for the first quarter in the United States, and that could be dampened quite a bit by just the lack of oil supply. And a lot of people will point to the fact that we don't need to buy oil, but that does have a trickle-on effect on our economy. Even if we have all the oil we need in the United States, if the rest of the world doesn't, then their economies are going to slow. The economies run on oil. So I think moderate to a stable outlook is reasonable. I don't think it makes sense to think that rates are going to drop off a cliff. And I don't think even that they'll start to come down gradually unless we see better than expected economic performance in the United States and a return to normalcy in the oil market. If there's anything I can do for you, give me a call, 719-232-7553.